panic. Hey, hi, Angel here. With just a friendly reminder that when things are going as you did not expect, when I just got I got the red exclamation point of death on my Prius along with the ABS, I think that's the ABS exclamation point, which I've been getting so often that it's no longer as alarming as it once was. However, it is still a little alarming because I did just fix the brakes, so now I'm wondering, what is that about? And thankfully, I am taking this trip to Santa Fe today as a short trip in preparation before I take a longer trip to Colorado this weekend, hopefully in this car, but I wanted to test out the brakes and see if that took care of the exclamation points, and indeed it did not. So I'm not panicked though. I know that I can take care of it. For one thing, now I have some tools and some knowledge about this car, and of course the internet. And also I went ahead and bought myself a AAA policy, which I used to always carry, and I hadn't had the money. I went ahead and borrowed the money and got it, so now I feel secure in my ability to get home wherever if my car does break down. And so I just wanted to remind you, though, that it's easy to panic when things change, when you get an exclamation point, or when the weather suddenly shifts, or something drastic changes in your life. And that is exactly the time when you need to not panic. Those times when things are changing rapidly, or things need your attention, need your action, is exactly the best time not to panic, and also the time when we're most likely to panic. And when we're panicked, we don't have access to our processing brain. Sometimes our body even freezes, our heart rate goes up. It's all kinds of things that happen, put us in that fight or flight mode, where we're not actually able to be reasonable, rational human beings who can, problem-solving beings, and instead we're just reactors. So this happens actually in subtle and not so subtle ways all the time. So I would extend that don't panic to don't freak out, man. Also, just don't be so reactive. Instead, be a creator, not a reactor. So in your relationships, in your vehicles, in your business, in all things, there's an ongoing choice between owning your creative power or giving it up and becoming just a reactor to something else's creative power. And I encourage you to own yourself. I encourage you to not panic, to take a deep breath when you feel that urge to panic because you got an exclamation point, or somebody yelled at you, or something didn't go the way you wanted, or suddenly there's lightning. Sometimes it's a good idea to respond to that with a little bit of a giddy up. But panicking doesn't help. It never helps. It never, I shouldn't say never. Now and then it gives you the burst of adrenaline you need to get something done. So it has its place. Most of the time, however, you can do better if you manage it. And in fact, when you feel that burst of adrenaline that wants to put you in panic, that means you've already got that. Now, if you can use that as a trigger to do some deep breathing, regain control of your creative power instead of just reacting to whatever situation is making you feel panicked, then you have a much better chance of handling the situation well. That's my 2 cents for right now. I'm on my way to the mountain with my snowboard. We're gonna go shred some slush shredding because it's sunny out. Anyway, I'm gonna stop and take a look under the hood of this car and open and close my gas cap. See if that is contributing to all these exclamation points that I got going on. The maintenance light is just a oil change due, which actually isn't even due, but they didn't reset the light. And the check engine light, I'm pretty sure, is just a tune-up due light. But the 2 exclamation points, the red exclamation point of death, as I've heard it called on the internet for Priuses, and the yellow circle exclamation point, which I think is an ABS, which is anti-lock brake system light, which is very common in Priuses, and I believe may be indicating that my brake actuator, which is a little thing that pumps the brakes for me, keeps them pumped up and ready to go, and sporadically pumps them if you press on the brakes real hard. From what I understand, these are a very expensive and frequent problem in Priuses, at least in this Gen 2 model that I have. I have a 2005 Gen 2 Prius, which I love, but it's been giving me some hassles for a while, and I'm getting ready to upgrade, perhaps to another Prius, maybe back to a truck. I'm not real sure. The point is, don't panic. It never helps. If you find yourself panicked, try to use that adrenaline, but harness it by doing some deep breathing, straightening up your posture, maybe close and open your eyes. There are physical things you can do to regain control of your body when you're panicking, and it can take practice. You can get better at it with practice. That's why, the military trains people to really be able to override that panic in dangerous, critical wartime situations. And you don't have to go that far, though you can, but you can practice not panicking, practice overcoming that reactive state, practice being a deliberate creator instead of a panicked reactor. Ciao.